Hi, my name's Andrew. Thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to focus on Middle East seed capital investors, and this is a series of videos on investor profiles that are part of my Middle East fundraising database. The guide to Middle East capital includes the following. It has 325 company names, key contacts, the type of business, sectors of potential investment interest, websites, company emails, key contact emails, and key outreach strategy points. And the database will be delivered in Excel spreadsheet format. Some key database statistics: about 185 or 57% of the companies are based in the UAE, 60 companies are based in Saudi Arabia, and 125 companies are either venture capital, private equity, or angel investor groups, so that's about 40%. This is the best database for first-time fundraising in the Middle East. This video highlights Gulf Capital in the UAE, and they are one of 325 venture capital, private equity, angel groups, and investment companies in my exclusive Middle East fundraising database. Company snapshot: they're based in the UAE, and they're classified as an investment company and private equity firm. Their focus is private equity, real estate. And the company description: Gulf Capital is an alternative asset management company focusing primarily on late-stage control buyouts and growth capital. Company focus and investor approach and strategy: Gulf Capital, named Private Equity Firm of the Year for MENA at the Private Equity International Awards in 2022, is a leading alternative investment firm with over 16 years experience in growth markets. Specializing in private equity, private debt, and real estate, Gulf Capital partners with dynamic entrepreneurs and management teams, providing growth capital, strategic advice, and operational expertise to build market-leading global businesses. Company expertise: Gulf Capital is thematically driven and socially conscious, aiming to generate sustainable and superior performance for institutional investors and stakeholders. The firm's thematic investment approach focuses on core sectors of the future, including technology and fintech, healthcare, business services, consumer, and sustainability. Gulf Capital's disciplined strategy aligns its experienced team and deep sector experience to create long-term value. Geographic reach: with a proven cross-border investment strategy, Gulf Capital identifies and accelerates the growth of leading businesses across region and markets. Operating in 64 countries, many of its portfolio companies have become global leaders. And here are some of their previous investments. And here are some potential investment opportunities to approach them with. A little bit later on in this video, you're going to see the spreadsheet, which has the 325 companies and all the data that comes with it. In it, I include some potential areas that you could approach each of these companies with, and I've used some research on this, and you're going to hear about this a little bit more later. But given their past investment patterns and existing philosophy, you might want to propose the following investment opportunities to this group, and that includes private equity, real estate, and financial services and fintech opportunities. Whether it's a real estate opportunity or a startup fundraising or looking for additional capital, those are three great areas to take a look at. One of the benefits of my database is that it includes tips for investor outreach, and this is what makes it one of the most unique databases for people who want to access Middle East capital. It's a lot different in the Middle East. You have to build relationships with clients, and this database is going to help you because I've input some of the key touch points that you would need to be able to make for each of these contacts. Now, it's really important in the Middle East to start at the associate level or investment advisor, move up to director, and then go to the CEO and chairman levels. So it may be a little bit of a different approach, but it really works a lot better in the Middle East if you follow that type of a protocol. So this is not the type of database that you're going to be able to just spam the chairmen of these companies. And in the database, you're going to see a little bit later on at the Excel part, I've got many contacts for CEOs and chairmen there. But my suggestion to you is, if you're looking for the first time to reach out to these contacts, is to follow a little bit about that priority and how they operate. Create a database of key contacts at many levels. Explore the focus of their company, what they look for. This database is really giving you a head start. There's over 150 hours of work already put into it. And what you need to do is understand their internal process. And when I was working in the Middle East, I helped develop our company database, and we were working on behalf of ultra high net worth groups, both on the buy side and the sell side, mainly in the real estate sector. We were presenting real estate assets anywhere from $50 million to $250 million. So these are particular projects that we had to approach clients a lot differently depending on what we knew about them. This database is not going to be a cure-all, but it's going to be the start of what you can use as a company to build up a database of great contacts that you can use for years. Building relationship matters for Middle East contacts. So how are you going to do that? If you know the contact, for example, at this firm, you might want to send them an email that has in the body, "Impressed by Gulf Capital's prowess and alternative investments. We would like to discuss a venture that echoes your company value." Keep in mind, whoever receives that type of email is going to know that you're not just spamming them any general thing. Keep that in mind. If you're using this database, maybe you've got a pitch deck, this is not the time to send it to their chairman or CEO. This is the time to actually send them a email first. Who would I talk to? Who should I talk to? For example, if you have a outreach for unknown contact, I've included the subject heading and the copy. And in this case, you might want to say business synergies with Gulf Capital. Then your key initial email approach line may include, "We have an initiative that seems to align with your vision. Who would be the best point of contact?" In other words, you're not sending them your pitch deck. You're not sending them that great investment opportunity for a hotel or if a development project or a commercial building or an international property development resort. What you're doing is you're starting to build the relationships, and that's really important as you go along the journey of fundraising in the Middle East. So let's take a look at the database. So now we're over on the database section, and this is the Excel spreadsheet that includes all the contacts in the Middle East capital database. And as you can see on the very top, we've got 325 companies. We have their country, description of the firm, their main business interests, their websites, and they've all been verified. And of course, this database will be suitable for all of 2024. I also have included their investment targets, 1 and 2 and 3. So those are based on information that is publicly known, information that is on their websites of different investments and types of sectors that they will look at. So again, this database is really meant for people who are building a larger data set of Middle East companies to either approach for funding or to possibly promote their products to, because there's a blend of venture capital, private equity, family investment offices, and investment companies, and high-profile companies in the UAE that are led by UAE nationals. So it's a really great database for companies that really want to get a very good look at some of the key parties in the Middle East when it comes to raising capital. It also has their investment territory, which includes whether they're just looking at either the Middle East or whether they're looking MENA or whether they're looking global. I've also included their key real estate assets. If they're investment companies that tend to look at real estate, I've included those as well in this database. Now, it also has, as far as key touch points, it has their company emails, and in some cases it's not available because they want you to actually submit your details via their forum. But I'll get to the key stats a little bit later on, and you also saw that in the initial slide presentation. Telephone numbers and contact numbers. There are 2 what I call primary contacts, and then there's a third which is the secondary contacts. The key contacts could include CEOs, managing directors, executive directors, and that is the same with the second contact header. You can see operations manager, directors of real estate, presidents, and so on and so on. And the main reason for that is so that you have a senior contact that you can reach out to. You can also check them on LinkedIn to get more details. In many cases, their email addresses have already been included, and I'm going to get to that again when we go to the stats page. And the third email contact tends to be somebody in HR. And the reason I've done that is because this database is very unique in the fact that I include outreach approach tips for each of these firms. There are two types. One is a outreach touch point if you know who the contact is. In other words, if it's been already identified by myself, then you could send them a line that I've included here in all the companies. For example, Saudi has a strong track record in urban development in Kuwait. Would you be interested in a unique investment opportunity that complements your portfolio? And the reason I include these is to help people write their first letters, and also to show you that you should not be spamming this type of list with just a generic email approach. Talking about your company and the investment opportunity. This allows you to add a little bit of information about them, so whoever receives it is going to know that you did a little bit of work, and it should not be considered as spam. And the second reason here is I've got contact sourcing outreach approach, and this is if you do not know who the contact is. And this is really key because in some cases you may not have a contact, and this is the perfect way for you to introduce yourself. For example, in this case, I put subject request for direct contact with investment division, and then as the body of the email may include, I believe you might be the right person to assist me. We're exploring potential investment opportunities that align with Salia's investments vision. Could you direct us to the person or team responsible for evaluating such opportunities? And you can see as I scroll down here, it is included in that type of line. They're all customized, of course. The same with the ones for the direct contacts that are known. They actually talk about something the company has done, something they've invested in, the sectors, or possibly what their company vision is. And this is really going to help you, especially if you're doing first-time fundraising, or if you just want to save time when it comes to your research for these type of firms. That's what makes this database unique. Another thing that makes it unique is it really sticks to mainly the type of companies that are either venture capital, private equity, investment companies. So there's no fluff in here. There's no companies in here that should not be in here. And that is the difference between this database and other databases that are out there that talk about investments and reaching out to other investors. For example, there's very little here when it comes to accelerators. There might be a couple of them, but it's not plugged full of what I would call just garbage contacts. These are really key companies that are perfect for reaching out to, whether you're raising funds or whether you want to present opportunities, whether it's real estate, investment opportunities, and the like. So let's take a look at some of the stats. So the underlying stats are there's 470 firms, 340 prime contacts, 90 third tier contacts, and 90 email contacts when it comes to the third tier. So you're getting about 400 and a little over 450 emails, and the total company emails are 275. So those would be info at, admin at, that sort. So that's a really key overview of the database. Again, this is going to be a series where I'm going to highlight each of the contacts. For more information on this database, contact www.dubaiinvestorslist.com. That's dubaiinvestorslist.com. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe.